When creating a new document using Adobe InDesign, it's important to pay attention to a couple of different things on your screen. The first thing is most of the time your intent will be for print. The second thing is the number of pages. Now, if you're only doing a single page, obviously you're going to have one page. If you're doing a spread though, 2 pages next to each other, then you want to make sure that you have 2 pages there. If you are doing a spread, make sure that your pages are facing pages. That way they will show up next to each other when you're actually designing. Now, the start page number, this can vary depending on how your publication has things set up and depending on how, it's basically how it's set up and where you're starting. So if you just want to start on page 2, and so you would have page 2 and 3 next to each other, you can do that. If you have a master pages set up where your page number is going to change and you're going to use what's called current page numbers, then you want to start on the page that is going to be on the left-hand side. So it's generally going to be an even page number. And so you can say, I want to start on page 12. I want to start on page 24, 124 even, if that's how big your book is. So you want to start that page on whatever page number you're responsible for your spread if your publication is using master pages and insert current page number. I'm just going to start on page 2 so that you can see what it's going to look like with the 2 pages next to each other. Page size is letter, or if you are doing a tabloid, a short tabloid, or if you want to do a custom size, you can create a custom size here. Our publication is a short tabloid, so we do have a custom size that we create. And you can also type those in here, but if it's something that's going to be recurring and you're going to use it a lot, then you can create a custom insert here, hit OK, and you can add it to the presets of page size options. And number of columns, that's something that you and your staff need to decide together. We have a 4-column newspaper, or I tend to have 4 columns, so that's important. And the gutter is the space between the columns. The space between the columns is the gutter. So 1 pica is pretty standard as far as how much space you want between those columns. So I just keep that as the default of 1 pica. The margins, I save that as default also, but that's something you need to clarify with your yearbook company or your newspaper publisher, what your margins should be and how you should set that up. So 3 picas is standard, so I'm going to leave that there. When you hit OK, you can now see my document is 2 pages with 4 columns, 3, 4, and these columns won't print. This is just a guide for when you're designing. They're next to each other, so we have our facing pages. And I started on page 2, so when I go to my pages panel, you'll see that it's numbered 2 and 3. And like I said, if you're putting in custom page numbers using a master page, we're using insert current page number, you want to make sure that you start that number wherever that page is supposed to start, and then it will automatically update your page number for you, which is just a really nice feature.